Yo, what's up, guys? Definitely had some bad beats, but regardless, overall, still a solid day. I mean, obviously we had Tyreek Hill not to score a touchdown. We had some nice wins. We had some really big wins as well. I mean, we had a $5,000 win here. We had some good wins on Underdog Fantasy. Can't win them all. On to tomorrow. Just kind of how it goes. So we can start out looking at esports. Why not? And try to find some plays. We can also see if there's any plays for Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, we got 2 games. So we already locked in some bets on the previous live stream, but we have Saints Panthers and we also have Browns Steelers. So we'll be looking for some bets in both of these games as well. So you can see the Saints are favored, but both games are reasonably close, at least in terms of the money line odds. So without further ado, let's start to look for some picks. So we can start on Underdog Fantasy. Feels right. Underdog Fantasy, we had a big win today on, a touchdown parlay. So a lot of these plays we had on PrizePicks as well. So that's where a lot of the money came from. There was a lot of value in general on players to go under in terms of TDs. So we can see tomorrow, PrizePicks just has Nick Chubb listed for their anytime TD scores. And Chubb, there was no value earlier. I assume there's still nothing out there. But you can see some esports plays are popping up. So why don't we start out with esports? So yeah, a lot of CSGO plays. And again, you may not, we'll focus on football a bit. We'll definitely have some football picks, but the reason esports is great is like we all love football, but esports, these guys go hard. I mean, they have like 50 games a day. So the books have a lot of surface area to cover. They make mistakes. That means profitable betting opportunities for us. What up, guys? What up, guys? Yeah, we can go through some CSGO picks, but anyways, where do we want to start? ParlayPlay, PrizePicks, Underdog. Why don't we start on Underdog Fantasy? So essentially all this tool does, the Fantasy Optimizer, is it's pointing out discrepancies in the market, right? There are tens of thousands of lines on Underdog Fantasy on every sports book. All these books are setting their own lines. So it's kind of like a Bloomberg terminal. We need a starting point to see, okay, what are some plays we can go with? Where's some value in the market? Where are there discrepancies? Where are books asleep at the wheel? If all books have the exact same line, there's probably not a ton of value on that play if all books are setting the line at the same level. So where is this play? Zyphoon? Am I typing that in right? Zyphoon, CSGO, first 3 map kills. So we can head over here so you can see first player 3 map kills, and we can take a look at Zyphoon. So this play, seems like there's a little bit of value on Underdog Fantasy. Again, I follow a very data-driven strategy. If you follow the data, you'll have some bad beats. You'll have some lucky wins. Everyone has those. But you'll win long-term, right? You're using market information to find an edge. So you look at this play, Zyphoon, Underdog has his line at 54. Hot Streak, which is a sports book right here, it's legal in a bunch of states. They have the line at 54.5, and they have the over as the favored outcome, right? They have their lines juiced towards the over. There's more juice towards the over than the under. So the sports book, their model is saying, hey, we think he's slightly more likely to go over 54.5 as opposed to under. That's why they're juicing odds towards the over. And they have their line higher than Underdog Fantasy. PrizePicks, ParlayPlay both have the line at 56.5. So it seems like Underdog Fantasy is a little too low on Zyphoon. So this is an example, maybe one of the first picks we can go with. And this game starts in just 4 hours. So if you want to sweat tonight, that's a good sweat to go with. And we can check out some of the other plays too, we can take a look at a bunch of plays. I try to avoid some of these plays like here. If you look at, the Aleve, his headshots line, there's a big discrepancy between PrizePicks and Underdog. PrizePicks has the line at 15. Underdog has the line at 17. So it's like, okay, there's a discrepancy in the market that's valuable information for us as a sports bettor, but it's not necessarily clear, like, okay, which sportsbook is screwing up their line? Is it PrizePicks or is it Underdog Fantasy? Because if you think about this, this is crazy, right? Like, if you know, I give this example a lot of times, but for anyone with financial backgrounds, it's like if you go to E-Trade, Fidelity, Robinhood, this is the price of Facebook. The market is very efficient. Whereas in sports betting, I mean, it's the exact same bet, right? Like, is this guy going to go over or under? But PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy have their line set at very different levels, 15, 17. It's like the price of a stock being $15 on Robinhood, $17 on Fidelity. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So what you could do is you could middle bet this. We talk about middle betting in other videos, but like you take the over on PrizePicks, you take the under on Underdog Fantasy. And if he has 16 headshots, you win both bets. If he has 15 or 17, you win one and you push one. So that's an option. It's kind of like buying a stock for $15 and selling it for 17. But anyways, we won't focus on middle betting. We'll try to look for some legit bets. So let's take a look at this play, Patty. So we can get a CSGO only play. So this is first player map 2 kills. So, you know, value can be in any market. I don't really care what I'm betting on. As long as there's an edge. So, you know, we got a rushing attempts play. What else do we want to look at? So we can look at Tizian. So we can go here and we can go to first. So this is back in first player map 3 kills. And I just like to pull up this screen, the sportsbook screen, just because it shows you like, okay, like where are all books setting the line? And then we can just kind of like peek around, hopefully find some value in the market. So Matisse. So we already have one play. We need 2 more. I've explained this before, but like the number of picks you go with on these platforms is really important. For anyone new, a lot of people probably already know that, but like PrizePicks, they only give you a 5x payout for 3-pick parlays. Underdog Fantasy is 6x. So we place, you know, it's like, you know, optimal. You want to be placing 3-pick entries on Underdog, but not on PrizePicks. So you look at Matisse, his line is 45 on Underdog, rest of the market, hot streak 43.5, lower with the under as the favored outcome. They have their betting market, their lines juiced towards the under. So it's like we have 3 different data points. It's like if you're a day trader, you go to Fidelity, Robinhood, E-Trade, the price of a stock is $43.50, then you have the ability to short it on a different platform for $45. Seems like a pretty good deal. Right? So we can go here and we can take his under 45. So now we got 2 picks and we need a third. And I like both of these. I say this in every video, but I'm just showing you what I'm putting my own money on. You don't like the play, feel free to not tail it. I really don't care. So we can take a look here. You know, what else do we want to go with? Hopefully we can find some other plays. Well, we can see if there's any anytime TD scores as well. SHG, 36.5, 30, Salazar, you know, we can kind of take a look at whatever. You can kind of look at whatever plays you want to take a look at. But anyways, I do like this play, Chris Olave, over 5 receptions. So if you look at FanDuel, just as an example, it's all OddsJam's doing. It's reading in the data, pointing out value. So if you go to the Saints game, right, like these things are what make a difference long term. Nobody's going to win every single frickin' bet. No one's going to win every day. Right? But if you're finding plays with an edge, you're going to win long term. So you can see here, right? Like FanDuel has his line at 5.5. So these extra half of a receptions, you know, of value help us win more bets, make money long term, you know. Finding value in the market, right? Like we're never going to win every single day. So anyways, here's the first entry we'll go with. 3-pick entry on Underdog Fantasy. 3 good picks. We got 2 esports, 1 Monday Night Football. It looks like the most random slip of all time, but that's where the value is, right? Like, again, Underdog Fantasy has literally tens of thousands of lines. We don't need to bet on every frickin' player. We're looking for those few rare spots, those few betting opportunities where they're screwing up, right? Where can we actually get an edge in the market? And you can see like these 3 picks were at least, you know, the ones we found pretty easily. Chubb is their only TD lineup, and there was no value on the over or the under. So this can be the first pick we go with. And then we'll head over to PrizePicks. What up, guys? What up, guys? What up, guys? PrizePicks for tonight. Yeah, we're going to hit some PrizePicks. I need a fucking drink. But what I was today started out literally amazing with the 5K win. And then it just, kind of went downhill. Starting with Sutton. Homie didn't have any receiving yards. Like, literally, he didn't have any receiving yards, I think, until the fourth quarter. Maybe late in the third. Because this would have, we still doubled up on PrizePicks. But this would have been the second 5K win. We started out great, but hey, late night games kind of screwed us. Just how it goes sometimes. So there we go. We got our first pick on Underdog Fantasy. Where do we want to look next? And again, I've explained before, but depending on where you're located, wherever you are in the world, you may have different sports books. You can see whatever, there's some good UFC bets. There can be value in any market and on any sports book. So, the more books you have, the better. There's value on Caesars, FanDuel, whatever. On the positive EV tool, and again, this tool is very simple. It just points out value, big discrepancies in the market, right? Not that complicated of a tool. It just depends where you're located. The sports books you're going to have access to. And then you just kind of want to hunt down out of the tens of thousands of lines on each platform. Where are they screwing up, right? So, and hopefully you can find some plays. But anyways, why don't we go back to PrizePicks? And we can take a look at PrizePicks. And again, one nice thing about PrizePicks is, you can correlate outcomes. So by that, I mean on PrizePicks, if you take a player's over versus under, you get the same payout, right? You're always getting a 3x payout. So sometimes you can find good pairings for players, in the same game. So for example, if you wanted to take, whatever, Bryce Young or Deshaun Watson, whoever, a quarterback over in passing yards, and then you can also find a play with value on, a Panthers receiver, whatever, one of these guys, that would be good, right? Because it's positively correlated, right? Players on the same team. So hopefully we can find some correlation for either the NFL or esports on PrizePicks. So where do we want to start? So we can start maybe we start with esports. So we can start with esports, and we can just take a look and see what's available. So on Underdog Fantasy, what do we have going on? Wins and losses, but so here's what we have on Underdog. If you're just tuning in, you want to tail, we can go back to esports and we can just take a look at the market, right? So this play is crazy, right? And here, you kind of have two different options, right? PrizePicks has this guy's line at 37.5. Okay, cool. Underdog and Jock Market, that's two data points, two sports books. Underdog, billion-dollar company. They have a really sophisticated model. You're not going to out-model the sports books, right? And they have the line at 35. So we found a discrepancy in the market. Then this platform, Hot Streak, has this guy's line at 33.5, right? Once it loads. So what you could do is you could middle bet this, right? Again, it's kind of like buy a stock at 33.5, hit the over on Hot Streak. You're going to need multiple sports books if you want to middle bet. And then you'd hit the under on PrizePicks, right? You're literally just day trading the sports books. You're not taking an opinion on whether Lonks is going to go over or under. It's a trading strategy, right? You're using data to essentially find these inefficiencies in the market and lock them in. But regardless, we're not going to do that. But it is pretty clear that, PrizePicks has this guy's line too high relative to the rest of the market. We found value on Underdog, but hey, there's also some value on PrizePicks. So we'll take advantage of it. So then we can check out this play, Nithon, over 32 kills. So you can see here, rest of the market, 34 or 34.5. And we can just kind of start to build a slip. And maybe we can find some interesting correlated pairs, but we'll have to see. So how about this play? Body under 39. And we can just kind of take a look. Again, I prefer skipping over, unless you're going to middle bet them, these plays where there's only 2 books posting lines, unless they're correlated. If they're correlated, then maybe we can find something to lock in. But you look at this guy, 39, hot streak has a line at 38.5 with the under favored. Like, we're using this to, tell us, hey, this play has an edge on PrizePicks and help build our slip, right? So, unfortunately, I don't think PrizePicks lets you bet CSGO players on the same team, so they don't. They do let you do that for League of Legends and Dota, which is a big benefit, but they don't let you do it. They don't let you do it for CSGO, which is annoying, but, kind of whatever. So we can go here. So this play, what else do we like? Jonathan Peoples-Jones, over 30.5 receiving yards. So again, like if you go through the math behind a PrizePicks flex play, what you're going to see, and this spreadsheet kind of breaks it down. This is PrizePicks payouts for a flex play. If you go 5 for 5, you got a 10x. So $100 means 1,000 payout, means 900 profit. Is what you're going to see is on PrizePicks, all you have to do is win your over-unders, like lonks over-under 37.5. If you can win your prop bets, like lonks over 37.5, above 54.25% of the time, you're going to be profitable, right? So the cutoff here, where we want to stop using the bets, is 54.25%. So you can see it like changes to yellow and then red on this fantasy optimizer thing. So we can go here and then we can go to the NFL. And now we have our first NFL pick for the week. And then that's nice. And then we can go back here. And I haven't seen any plays on Fliff, at least recently. So maybe there will be some value on Fliff here in a bit. But you can see here, Derek Carr under 1.5 passing TDs. So how do we feel about that? That play seems decent. So again, PrizePicks strategy is pretty simple. To be profitable on this platform, all you have to do is win your player props above 54.25% of the time. So this positive EV tool is just saying, hey, all the sports books, Pinnacle right here, which is known to be one of the sharper or more sophisticated books, they've been ripping odds towards Derek Carr's under. The market has moved towards Derek Carr going under. And this can happen for a lot of reasons, right? Lineup changes, action coming in, just like the price of a stock can go up or down for a bunch of reasons. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg, whatever, does something bad, or maybe the company loses money, whatever. Like, the market can move for a lot of reasons, but you have a very sophisticated, sharper bookmaker who has ripped odds lower to -151. In every single sports book, Caesars, Bet Online, Bovada, all these books, right? Same thing. They all have him heavily favored to go under. So it's like, oh, okay, Derek Carr under 1.5 passing TDs is the side we want to be on. Obviously, if PrizePicks isn't changing your payout based on you selecting over versus under, and you have a bunch of billion-dollar companies, Caesars with their sophisticated ass model, they're all telling you he's more likely to go under as opposed to over, probably take the under. So that seems like a good play to go with. And then we just need one more play. So we did like this play on Chris Olave, so maybe we can lock this in as well. Again, you just want to consider Derek Carr's his quarterback, so it actually probably doesn't make sense to pair this under 1.5 passing TDs and then, his receiver to go over in receptions. That doesn't make a ton of sense. But what does make sense is Tyrann Mathieu over 5 tackles and assists, right? So I think, right? So this makes sense, right? If Derek Carr is throwing less passing touchdowns, most likely the Saints have the ball less, and he's going to be more likely to go over in terms of tackles and assists. So this play seems decent. Let me zoom in a bit right here. What? Maximum, did PrizePicks limit me? Maximum entry amount for one of the sports in your entry is $25. $25? No fucking way. Are you kidding me? I think I got limited. That is so beat. $25? Man, I was hitting stuff today for $500. Can I bet it again for $25? So I can bet it again for $25. Can I just keep betting it for $25? $25, $25, $25. Oh my God, maximum daily amount is 4,000, but you cut me off after 4. But anyways, not a problem for the live stream, but Did PrizePicks really just limit me? That would be fucking beat. That would be horrible. But anyways, this is the play I went with. So whatever. I hit it 4 times. That's $100 in total action. You get the point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. What's up, guys? That would literally be horrible. I fucking hate PrizePicks. And I hate that they're allowed to do it. You may, like, literally, so beat. But anyways, what we can do is we can, I mean, can I bet anything else? Like, if I played a 2-pick entry, just CSGO and WNBA, 2 random picks, are they going to let me bet it? Damn. They're not going to let me bet it anymore. They're literally cutting me off. These live streams, I'll give out picks still for PrizePicks. But damn, I may not be able to get down as much action, which is not fun. But we can go back to ParlayPlay. Fucking PrizePicks. We can go to ParlayPlay. We can take a look. We can see if there's anything else out there. I mean, I thought we could spend more time on PrizePicks, but damn, that's tough. So anyways, what you can also do on the OddsJam positive EV tool, and again, in the pinned comment will be a promo code. You can try it for free for 2 weeks if you want, but you can see, like, here's, all the plays. Maybe you have these sports books, maybe you don't, but you really never know which book is gonna, be screwing up their lines on a given day, which is ideally why you want to have, as many sports books as possible. Never know which book is going to have the value. So you can see there's some plays on ParlayPlay, which is a platform pretty similar to PrizePicks. Honestly, it's a little better than PrizePicks if you care about, your profit margin. They have a lower maximum betting limit, although maybe not anymore. But on ParlayPlay, if you take a look right here, right? So like any 6-pick entry, and I know some people know this, but for anyone new, any 6-pick entry you create, this is your payout, right? So if you go 5 for 6, you get a 2.5x payout, and the fucking limiters, PrizePicks cutting me down to $25, they only give you a 2x payout, right? So 2x versus 2.5x. That's a big difference, right? Like, those things really matter long-term in terms of your profitability. And again, like, they have a relatively low maximum betting limit on this platform, but still, like, some books have lower betting limits, some higher. It all boils down to, like, how much time are you putting in? Like, whatever. If PrizePicks limits me, I'll start to bet more on Bettor, Jake Paul's new app, or, whatever. Just some new sports book. You just transition your volume to another book. But ParlayPlay, I'm up 3.2K profit, even on $60 max bet sizes. So all these books, in my opinion, are worth getting. Most of them have good promos, good bonuses, too. So, like, the more books you have, the better. But anyways, why don't we see if there's anything we fall in love with? So, like, the first play it's recommending, although I think I already bet this, is Derek Carr under 238.5 yards. So we can see here, we can see if there's any plays that we particularly like, or we can go back to Underdog Fantasy, and we can see, like, Derek Carr here. It's like, okay, like, most books have his line around 234.5, 235.5. Like, those are all data points as a sports bettor. And then you can see Underdog Fantasy is just casually at 238.5. Although Hot Streak is even worse. They have this line at 246.5. So that's a slam. So if you use Hot Streak, that's a slam. Derek Carr under 246.5 yards. So again, you want to have as many bucks as possible, but literally just like pulling up the screen, sometimes you stumble upon gems, like 246.5 is a great line. There's clear value. It's literally like if every stock exchange is saying, the price of a stock is 234.5, 235, whatever, and then just casually it's 246.5, you're just following the market information, right? Like, these sports books have very sophisticated models. They're moving around lines due to where action is coming in. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people think, the books don't know what us sports bettors know. Yes, they do. If everyone bets a player's over, they move the line in favor of the over, right? So, like, these odds aren't static, which is why good lines move and stuff like that. But anyways, if you want any NFL bets for tomorrow, and so I'm going to pair this play with Pat over 3.5 receptions. So on Hot Streak, you have to have at least 2 picks, and this is a promo. Promos kind of beat because you can only bet $10. So what I can do is I can actually transition over to the little optimizer thing. Then we can go back to parlay play. Then we can go back to underdog and just see like, okay, like, is there anything better that we can go with? Honestly, not really. So whatever. We'll play this as a promo. Again, 245 half. Line's way too high. This is literally a promo. They run these like hourly odds boosts. And again, promos are, easy money. 245 half, 10. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead. We'll lock that in. You going to take my bet? So it's going to take my bet, right? And you can see that right here. So Hot Streak, not a platform we talk a lot about on the live stream. What's up, guys? What are your top picks? Over 32. Anyways, let's go to underdog. Or we can go to parlay play. If people have a preference, you can feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm taking a look. I think they're just limiting you on CSGO. I don't think it's just CSGO. Because if I go here, let's try the NFL. It's just going to be beat. I'll still point out good plays on PrizePicks, but if I try to take this, what do they do? Maximum daily amount is now $10,000. They change this number every second. It was 4,000, it was 10,000, and I still can't place a freaking bet on PrizePicks. Absolutely ridiculous. I placed 4 bets for $25, and I can't bet anything else. But anyways, no need to be a Sour Patch Kid. Let's go ahead and let's see if there's anything we like on parlay play. So, how do we feel about this? So we can go here, and we can take a look at their lines. Under 35 half, that's what OddsJam, the fantasy optimizer is recommending. So let's take a look at this, and let's lock it in. And let's take a look here, and let's go to CSGO, and we can take a look at his kills line. Damn. So let's take a look here. So it's like, okay, like this is pretty clear, right? And again, esports, you don't have as many data points, but parlay play is a clear outlier in the market. And it's not that complicated, right? PrizePicks, billion-dollar company, pretty sophisticated models. Same thing with Underdog Fantasy. They're all telling you his line should be at 33, 33 and a half. Hit the under. You could also middle bet this, but let's just continue to look for picks. So some of these plays I've already locked in, so I'm not going to be able to bet them again. I forget if I already locked in this play on Groupie. So this play I didn't lock in, but you can see this seems decent, right? Under 7 kicking points. So that's not what I meant to do. And then I want to go back here, and I want to take Krasinol, and I want to take him under 35 half. And then we have our first 2 picks. So it looks like the most random slip of all time, but hey, all books have this guy's kicking points line at 6.5. 7 versus 6.5 is a big difference, right? An extra point and 2 field goals is 6.5 versus 7. So 6.5 versus 7, it's not like a small difference. So what else do we have? Anyways, we'll go back to Underdog Fantasy after we lock in this bad boy. So let's take a look here. And we have Chris Boswell under 6. We have under 6. Pat under 38.5 receiving yards. Donovan People-Jones over. A lot of the same picks. Jamal Williams over 55.5 rushing yards. So we can take a look at this play. And again, the strategy is very simple, right? All books, sports books have Pinnacle, right? They all have him, and you can see lines are moving towards his over. They all have him heavily favored. All the books have his over as the favorite outcome. On parlay play, they don't change our payout based on us selecting over versus under. Although this doesn't really make sense, right? If Jamal Williams goes over, this guy's probably going to have more kicking points, so we don't really want to include that. So what we can do is we can go back here, and we can see if there's anything we like, and if not, whatever, just kind of is what it is. So, there's some good plays out there, but we can go back to Underdog Fantasy for a second, and we can take a look. Damn. So this play looks, whoa. What is going on here? So this play looks crazy. Also, I don't think this play was there the last time we were looking at Underdog. So again, these books, what's awesome about sports betting is the market's always open. right? And what I mean by that is like, well, here it seems like FanDuel is really the good side, right? So here, if you look on FanDuel, if you use FanDuel, this seems like a pretty good play to go with. So let's go to rushing props, and then let's go to attempts, right? Is Jamal Williams' line is 13.5. This line will probably end up moving because it seems like FanDuel's kind of the one screwing up. All these other books in general have the line at 15.5, right? So like that's a big difference, 13.5 versus 15.5. So like that's a good middle betting opportunity, right? Hit the over on FanDuel, hit the under on Underdog Fantasy. Obviously, I don't have access to FanDuel right now, depending on where you're located. Maybe you use FanDuel, maybe you don't. But we can just take the under. I mean, FanDuel has the line at 13.5. They both seem a little off. Underdog has the best line on the 15.5. FanDuel has the line at 13.5. It would be cool to middle bet this. We would win both bets if he has 14 or 15 kills, but like whatever. Anyways, so we can go back here. So like Savannah, under 34.5, right? You can check out CSGO. Like it's very simple. It's just data-driven sports betting. Getting down the volume is the hard part. I mean, you literally saw, these books, if they realize you're smart and you know how to use data, they'll try to fuck you every which way, right? Not letting you bet. I mean, it really is a war with the books. But there's tons of books, right? There's literally dozens of sports books that you can sign up for. So it's not the end of the world. But you can see Hot Streak just moved Jamal Williams' line down from 15.5 to 14.5. So it seems like the market is taking Jamal Williams' line lower. But anyways, this guy's line is 34.5 here. All the other books have his line at 31.5, 32. It's like we found an edge, right? And it's just about getting the volume down once you have an edge. Because again, these books will limit your bet sizes. They'll all try to screw you. But then you just move on to a new platform, which isn't the end of the world. But so okay, we got 2 bets down. And then what play did we go with previously? So we went with ALEXM, Matisse, and Xiphon. So we can take a look here. If anyone sees anything better, feel free to drop it in the chat. Probably hit it. And we can take a look at Patty under 33. So maybe this is the play we go with, right? And then on PrizePicks, if you're just tuning in, here's what we hit on PrizePicks. For tomorrow, solid correlation as well. Derek Carr going under, Matthew going over in terms of tackles plus assists. We got some esports value. And then this is what I'm about to hit on Underdog Fantasy. All unders parade. We've been hot-ish on Underdog Fantasy. We've been hot-ish on PrizePicks too. I mean, my balance went from like 20K to 28K within a week. So it's been a good week on PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy overall. Better on PrizePicks this week. We were running hotter on Underdog Fantasy before. But anyways, we'll lock in this play. And we can go back here. Well, here's the 3 picks if you want to tail. Seems like most books are moving Jamal Williams' line lower. You can see FanDuel still has it at 13.5, so you could middle bet that. What up, guys? And bro, stressed out. I am stressed out about these limits. Cool prize picks for us. Yeah, we just looked at prize picks. Underdog is better anyway. Yeah, make a new prize picks. I mean, for real. May have to do that. But, I mean, we can check out Jock Market, Sleeper. More books you got, the better. It looks like there's some plays on Jock Market. But what sucks about Jock Market is there's not a web app. So I can't, post it. Or I can't, show you what I'm betting in real time, which makes it easy to tail. So here's what we went with on Underdog. Hopefully we have a good day. Again, if you use other sports books, we can see if anything new. So, damn. So, here, it's okay, Hot Streak. And again, maybe this isn't a book you use. All these books have their own quirks. Hot Streak, for example, when I first signed up, I'm like, what are they doing? They put their odds, I mean, you can see it right here. They put their odds, right, in decimal format, 1.86, 1.81. Like, it's just weird, right? They don't put things in American odds like FanDuel minus 130. Even though their customers are American, they're not putting things in American odds. So it's just like an interesting platform in general. But anyways, this play seems decent too. The thing about Hot Streak, though, is they move lines quickly. So you can see like Donovan, People-Jones, they're telling us to bet the under 2.5 at plus 116, 2.16 in decimal odds. If you just like go to a little calculator, if you use Hot Streak and you're just confused how to use it, 2.16 means plus 116 odds. So you can see 2.16 means plus 116. Clear outlier relative to the rest of the market. All these other books have it basically a coin flip, right? Like minus 110-ish. So that play seems solid. Any other plays on Hot Streak we can pair with? Not in the Browns game. So what I can do is I can go here on the positive EV tool. And again, in the pinned comment, if you want to try OddsJam, there's a 2-week free trial promo code. But anyways, let's go back here and we can go over to Hot Streak. And I'll probably drop some other bets tonight, knowing me. But what do we like? What do we like? So this I can go with. McCowan over 12.5 points, WNBA. So the thing is you can't exploit. So this is one of their promos, which is just stupid because the max bet size is pretty low. But anyways, whatever. Like, even though it's a $10 max bet size, we'll hit it. And hopefully, where did the line move to? You can see they just moved the lines relatively quickly. So where did they move this to? 2.15. So plus 115 odds. Obviously, this bet looks ridiculously good at plus 116. It still looks ridiculously good at plus 115. And again, even if you don't use Hot Streak yet, I mean, it's a good book to have, I guess. But also, same strategies apply. All these books set lines independently. You know, you're hunting through their tens of thousands of lines for the few spots where they're screwing up because they all try to do it independently. They all try to set their own lines, right? So let's go back here. We can select all sports books and we can just see like best plays on Hot Streak. There's some plays on ParlayPlay. There's some plays on Bovada, Circa, FanDuel, Caesars, WinBet, you know. A lot of FanDuel. FanDuel's a great book. They have a lot of good soccer lines. Soccer was my most profitable sport on FanDuel. But anyways, we can go back here. We can check out PrizePicks. Again, I don't think they're going to let me bet it. But I mean, this is just more of the same. So I don't want to keep these live streams too long if there's nothing else to discuss. You know, you can see there's a lot of discrepancies, headshots between PrizePicks and Underdog. But it's not like clear who's screwing up. Right? What book is screwing up their line? We already hit this play on Donovan, People-Jones. So we can go back to Underdog Fantasy. So this play, this is something I would middle bet, right? So like we already have 2 picks on ParlayPlay. Why don't we make it a third? So like this line, like this is crazy, right? 13.5 versus 16.5. That's insane, right? Like if he has 14, 15, or 16 kills, you're going to win both bets. And what you have to remember is a lot of people are like, oh, 3 kills isn't a big discrepancy. It's a massive discrepancy, right? Like that's what his line is centered around. He's not going to end up with 0 kills. He's not going to end up with 100 kills, right? So like those lines are pretty impactful. Like 13.5 versus 16.5 is actually pretty crazy. So, okay, we can hit that. And what we need is 2 or 3 more picks on ParlayPlay. So like you don't have to middle everything in your slip, but sometimes if there's a really big discrepancy, here only ParlayPlay and Underdog are posting lines over 13.5, under 16.5. Like if you bet that in an NBA player, that's a no-brainer. If that player has 14 to 16 points, you win both bets, right? It's a no-brainer. Damn. So there are a lot of discrepancies between ParlayPlay and Underdog Fantasy right now. So that's new. I didn't see that earlier. But we can go back here. So maybe we try to lock in one final slip, and then we can go to bed, call it a day, or stay up, not go to bed, not call it a night, but we'll take a look. So we can see here, it's like, not a ton of data points in esports. I mean, I'm sure tomorrow when NFL lines are moving around, we'll see some more good picks. But like Tizian's line, right? Like it's 52.5 on all the other sports books. ParlayPlay, and PrizePicks. So this play, I'd rather just take the side on Underdog Fantasy because, we have multiple data points telling us, hey, the line should be higher, 52.5. Underdog Fantasy is asleep at the wheel. So that's a good play. That's a play we want to lock in. So, how else are we feeling? So we can go back here, and we can go here, and we can go here. What did we lock in? So we need one more pick on Underdog. This line is not probably going to last long, so I need to move quickly if I want to get down this bet. Again, like your day trading inefficiencies in the market when you're middle betting. 13.5 and 16.5, that's not going to last, right? Like it's not going to last. So here we have our play, right? And then I need to move quickly to lock in the other side of the middle on ParlayPlay, right? So here, if this guy has, 14, 15, or 16 kills, then we're going to win both bets. So let's go back to ParlayPlay. And there were some other good plays. So we can just kind of take a look. So you can see here, it's pointing out that same middle bet, but we need still 3 more picks. And we found some picks we like. But then, like here, it's like, more 1 kill discrepancies. Not as good as 3. Like 3 is a slam, right? So did we already... So I don't want to take his over. We already discussed that. So how are we feeling about some of these other plays? Chris Boswell under 6 kicking points. Lonix under 37.5. So we already have him under 37.5 there. We could take him under 37.5 again. Yeah, we could double down on this. So it looks like it's not available anymore, or maybe I need to refresh. I'm not sure. But anyways, we can go here. What else do we like? What else do we like? Peoples-Jones over 31.5. So again, because ParlayPlay has slightly better payouts than PrizePicks, it's easier to find value. So you can like pull the trigger on your plays a bit quicker, right? Because again, they give you better payouts, as we went through earlier in the live stream, giving you better payouts. So that's obviously like a good thing. So we already have Group B under 7. Anything else we fall in love with? We need a couple more picks. Jamal Williams, we don't want to take that because we have that guy under in kicking points. And George Pickens under 3.5 receptions. We already hit this play. Or did I already add it? So I didn't add it. So we can take a look here. And so Browns versus Pitt. So this makes sense too, right? Like these seem like they would be positively correlated. If the Browns have the ball longer, if they have possession longer, Peoples-Jones is more likely to go over and Pickens is more likely to go under. So that kind of makes sense to pair them together. And then whatever, we can kind of dip below into the yellow section and maybe we take, well, we don't want to take, well, this actually works out well. So under in kicking points, so that makes sense with an over in tackles plus assists for the same team. So maybe we roll with this. And then we have a little 6-pick entry on ParlayPlay. So again, this isn't, you've already reached your full game limit on George Pickens. So I already hit my limit on him. So what's nice about the 5-pick entries is they have a max bet size of $100. And of course, they move the fucking line on Krasnell. So I need to move quickly because I'm trying to lock in this play on the Evil Geniuses guy. That line is still up, 13.5 versus 16.5. Pretty crazy. What league is that? Dota 2. So, do they let us bet? I don't think they'll let us bet this, but when you're betting on Dota, if you go through the data, players on the same team are positively correlated to go the same direction. So if we could take both overs, you can see they're not going to let me bet. Only on PrizePicks can you bet players in Dota, so players on the same team, both to go the same direction, which is a big benefit of PrizePicks. But you can't do that, here. So Boswell under 6 kicking points. Did I already bet this? Like, I don't even remember. So we'll have to take a look. We can see right here. Damn. So trying to move quickly and get down one final bet. Fuck it. So let's just find a final pick and let's go. You know, this line's going to move. And again, like a 16.5 versus a 13.5 middle bet is pretty crazy. So we can go ahead here, and this will be a 5-pick entry. And again, say it in every video, but, you know, the more books you have, the better. You never know which books are going to be sleeping at a given time, right? Like here, there was this huge profitable middle bet between Underdog and ParlayPlay. If you don't have these books, you're missing out on a profitable betting opportunity. What's up, guys? MLB. What's up, guys? So, anyways, we'll call it a day for now. Hopefully this live stream was helpful. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to take to Twitter about my shitty betting limits on PrizePicks. But anyways, any other plays if you just want to, you know, there's some good bets on Bovada. There's some good bets on PointsBet, Caesars. And all these books run promos too, right? Like, you know, like ParlayPlay, for example, I'll give you a simple example of books running promos, is every single day they have this like slide the line thing where let's say you really like this guy. He looks like that guy from Harry Potter, but let's say you really like his under or over 66.5. You can slide the line to 65.5. So you can get like an extra point of value. And same thing here, right? Like you can slide the line in the direction you want. You can only do it once per day, but like it makes sense. It makes it really easy to find profitable bets if you can just bump the line in your favor, right? Like obviously it's easier to find value in the market. But you can only do it once per day for $20, but like worth taking advantage of. All these books try to do, you know, unique stuff to you know, make them stand out. So I've used basically every sports book here. I've used Circa. I've used, you know, literally everything here. I've never personally had a problem with most of these books. I know some people bitch about certain sports books or some books voiding bets that are live or something. You know, if there's clear errors on a sports book, if they put up the Chiefs plus 100,000 to win the Super Bowl, and everyone bets it, there's a good chance, you know, there's a chance they'll void errors. But like in general, I haven't had any horrible experiences aside from getting limited, right? Which sucks. But anyways, hopefully this live stream was helpful. Again, 2-week free trial. My promo code for OddsJam is pinned in the comments on YouTube. Email me anytime. I'll put my email, alex@oddsjam.com. Hit me up anytime with any questions about sports betting. I respond pretty quick. DM me on Twitter. Let's make some money.